Hi everyone, this is Mr. Draper again. So in this video, we're going to cover hitting. So if you notice, I have a large cone set up as my tee. I have my feet shoulder width apart, my knees are bent, my toes are pointing towards the two corners of the cone. So that's going to ensure that my feet are aligned properly. And if you notice, it's the same stance as when we were throwing. So we want that side orientation as well. Now with our hands on the bat, notice my knuckles are lined up in a straight line. So we want those knuckles lined up, and we don't want one hand twisted too far to one side or one hand twisted too far to the other side, just like that. Okay, that's not what we want. We actually want our knuckles lined up in a straight line. And then when we go in front of the tee, okay, we're gonna make sure, like I said, knees are bent, feet are shoulder width apart. We're now gonna extend our arms, and we want the ball to be even with the barrel of the bat, which is the middle of the bat. If we're standing too far away like this, then the ball might hit the tip of the bat. If we're standing too close, it might hit on the handle. So we want to make sure it's lined up right in the middle, and then we're going to put our hands up by our shoulders, and then step one is going to be what we call the load. So you want to pretend there's a string that's actually pulling your front foot forward and your hands backward at the same time. So notice my hands are going back a little bit as my foot is stepping forward. My weight is slightly on my back foot. So step one is the load. We're now going to go into the turn. Okay, or the pivot. So notice that my back foot, a lot of coaches say squish the bug, okay? It's pivoting as my hips are turning and my hands are coming down towards the ball. Now the tee is a little low for me, but you do want to have a level swing. So I'm kind of swinging down on the ball because I am taller and the cone is a little shorter, but you do want a nice level swing. Now we're going to go to step three, which is the full swing. So we're going to do our load, we're going to do our pivot, and then we're going to swing through the ball. And you can either have a two-handed follow through or a one-handed follow through. But notice we do want to follow through on our swing just like we did when we were throwing. Now, for those of you that are more advanced, you can have somebody toss you the ball. So that's going to increase our hand-eye coordination. And it makes it more difficult because we don't know where the ball is going to be exactly. On the tee, we could measure it with our arms extended, but here, the ball may be a little closer to our body. We may have to bring our hands closer to our body in order to hit the ball. We may have to extend our arms a little further. The ball might be high, it might be low, so it's definitely a lot more challenging. So if you notice, I'm still going through the load, I'm doing the pivot, and I'm keeping my head on the ball. My head is stationary, my eyes never come off the ball. We want to make sure we keep our eye on the ball at all times.